Hi lovers and friends, good day and welcome back to my channel. Happy new year once again. Happy new year, welcome to the year 2021. Yay! So how you guys doing? How is everything going? How is the new year going in your area? Hope everything is going well. I'm very optimistic about the new year and I'm happy. I'm glad about the fact that we all are alive to see today, because a lot happened in 2020, but we're counted among those that were able to move to 2021, and for this I'm very grateful. So guys, how are you all doing? If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking. And then to my old subscribers, thank you for the love, thank you for the support, thank you for always coming back. God bless you. From the bottom of my heart, I'm saying thank you so much. So guys, as you can see from the title of today's video, it will be a story time and I'll be going into details, and I'm sure you could see from the beginning of this whole video, this particular video contains some graphic content that some people might not like to see, so viewers discretion is advised, because you might not like what you see. But as you can see from the title of today's video, the story time, and I'm talking about how God saved my life in 2018. Yeah, I had a really bad accident in 2018, 4th of January 2018, and I will never forget, because that was like the first accident I had.
Hi guys, happy new year.
So guys, like I said, viewers discretion is advised, and I'll be going into details. Going into details of how it happened. It was the 4th of January 2018, and that year I would never ever forget it. That was the first time, I think that was the first time since I grew up and I got to know myself, that was the first time that myself and my family member decided to come to our hometown to spend Christmas, because my dad has always been against it. Like, he really does not want us coming home and stuff like that. So that was the first time. And funny enough, we've already spent Christmas, we've already said Happy New Year. It was the 4th of January. I was already preparing to go back to school. I was supposed to go back to school the next day. So what happened was that um everybody, we're all preparing to go back. I was preparing to go back to my school. My brother was preparing to go back to his school. My parents were preparing to go. My mom was preparing to go back. My mom and my younger brother, because my dad had left already. So what happened was that morning, my mom was like, she wanted to prepare, just wanted to make a quick fix. She wanted to prepare okra soup that we'll just eat before everyone go their separate ways. And my brother, my immediate younger brother, he does not like okra soup. So that morning he was like, why does my mom want to prepare okra soup? He does not want to eat okra soup, blah blah. My mom got angry. She was like, why would he be selected? Some people don't even get to see okra soup to eat. At least you're eating a rich okra soup with good swallow and you're still complaining about it. She does not know what's wrong with children that she gave birth to, and all that Nigerian talk. So she was like, I should go to the market. I really did not want to go to the market, but she was already angry because of the fact that my brother was like, he does not want to eat okra soup. So I said, if I should say no, I don't want to go now, she would say she cannot talk to the children that she gave birth to. As per Nigerian parents, we all know that slang, that saying, I cannot talk to the children I gave birth to. So I just said, okay, let me just go, so it will not be as if my brother is doing his own, me I'm doing my own too. She will now start complaining and talking stuff like that. So I said, okay, let me go. And she said my younger brother should go with me. So the two of us decided to go to the market that day, and we took a bike. That's commercial motorcycle. We took bike, and then we're going. It was going smoothly. Everything was going well. Just very close to the market. Very close to the market, at the front of one church in Agbo, because it was Agbo we were at. So at the front of one church, I don't know, there's this Toyota vehicle that was just, I did not even know that it was a Toyota vehicle till after everything though. So we're just going, and then um when I think the bike was already close to us, I think the Toyota vehicle, all these vehicles that get to supply water, they carry pure water, all this truck. So all this very big truck. So we were on the bike. We did not even know what was happening, And then when the pure water truck was already close to us, we were just hearing horn. The vehicle was horning, and then I could remember vividly my younger brother turned back, and then he was like, "Auntie, see!" Like he told me to see the vehicle that was coming. He was like, "Auntie, see!" And then me too, I turned. Immediately I turned, the next thing I knew, pew! I was on the ground. I was rolling on the ground. In my mind, I was just like, God, please, I should just stop rolling. I cannot just wait to stop rolling. God, please, nothing should happen. God, please, nothing should happen. I tried opening my eyes, and it was like dust covered the whole place, because it was January period, hammer time, everywhere was dry. So I tried opening my eyes, there was dust everywhere. I closed my eyes, I kept rolling. It was terrible. Like whenever I get to remember the whole incident, I get chills, because I don't know how it happened. It happened so fast. I had no idea that a vehicle was at our back till I heard the horn. And then immediately I heard the horn, and my brother heard the horn, and then he turned back. He was like, "Auntie, see!" Immediately I turned back. That was when the vehicle just cleared us. Like it just hit myself and the bike person with my brother, and then started rolling. And funny enough, the bike guy, he did not really get to sustain much injuries, but I know that I was rolling. I think my brother too was rolling. People that were there, they were like, we got to somersault how many times till when how we stopped. I don't even know how we stopped. I really did not know how we stopped. I did not even know what happened till I stopped. And I remember vividly that when I stopped, I just I walked with my two legs. Yes, I walked with my two legs. I just moved. Immediately I stopped, because in my mind I was like, this vehicle, this rolling should just stop. This rolling should just stop. Immediately I stopped. I stood up, and then I just looked for somewhere to sit, and I was like, Jesus. And people gathered me, and they were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" I was just saying, Jesus. That was my first accident experience ever, and it was I never expected it. Like I really did not expect it. So people were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" They also helped to carry my brother. He was even lying. He was just lying on the ground, and he was like, "My leg, my leg, my leg." And me, I was like, "Okay, I'm okay." I did not even realize that I had so much scars on my body. I had so much injuries on my body. I did not realize. Immediately it happened. So I was like, "I'm okay." They're like, "Okay, can you call any of your family members, because we have to take you to the hospital." Probably because they saw the injuries, and I did not even see it. "Can you call any of your family members so we take you to the hospital?" I was like, "Okay, let me call my mom," because I know that my mom was at home. When I tried to bring out my phone from the bag, that was when I realized that my phone was damaged, the screen was cracked, and I could not use the phone. So one youth corper that was there was like, "Okay, give me your mom's number so I'll call her." And then I gave her my mom's number, and she called immediately. Funny enough, my mom is this kind of person that she hardly gets to pick her calls once, and then the area we are in Agbo, the network was terrible. But funny enough, her number went immediately, and then she picked up immediately. And I could remember she was talking. I think the copper was talking to my mom. She was like, "Your children had accidents," whether she did not hear or something. I said, "Okay, give me the phone, let me talk to her." I was like, "Hello, mommy, we just had accidents." And my mom screamed, "Jesus!" So she screamed, and she was like, "How? Where?" And I told her what happened, and I was like, "They're taking us to the hospital." She was like, "These people injured?" I said, "Yes, we got injured, just come." And she was shouting. I could hear the shock from her voice over the phone. So they were able to take us to the hospital. It was terrible. Like it was after the call, that was when I started feeling pains. My body was stiff. I started feeling pains on different parts of my body, and then I realized that okay, something really happened. And then my younger brother, he was like, my leg. He could not walk well. He was holding his leg. So they took us to the hospital, and I was holding him. He was telling me sorry, and I was telling him sorry. He said, "Auntie, sorry." Me too, I said, "Sorry, we'll soon get there. Sorry." Under the scorching sun, they carried us to the hospital that day, and then we had to wait till any member of our family will come first before they commence treatment. And it was I think after the whole thing happened, after I called my mom called my auntie. So it was my auntie that got to the hospital first before my immediate younger brother. So when my auntie got there, she was like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And my brother was on this kind of stretcher. He was just straight like this, his hands straight, his legs straight. So they were scared that what happened to him. They had to rush him to go and do x-ray to be sure that nothing happened to his legs. And then when my younger brother came, my immediate younger brother, he saw us, he was shocked. What happened? What happened? How did it happen? And he started vibrating. He was like, what happened? Which company? The water company? What company is it? And he was like, he's going to meet them because the vehicle actually failed brake. That was what really caused the accident. The vehicle failed brake, and that was why it got to hit us because it could not stop. So after my brother finished talking, he left. He went to the factory to meet those in charge, and then that was when my mom came. My mom was like, Jesus Christ, what will I do? What will I do? What will I do? What will I do? What will I say? I was the one that convinced your father that we should come for X-Man's here. If anything should happen, what will I say? What will I say? Where will I start from? She was so shocked. She was terrified. That was when I started feeling the pains. Even before my mom came, I was feeling the pains. I was feeling the pains. So as if I wanted to faint, and then they had to revive me. That was when they decided to answer me. If not, they just left me to sit one place, and I was there waiting for them to attend to me. I don't know, the hospital or medical system here in Nigeria. I really don't. If that's another story, that's a story for another time. But they did not get to answer me immediately till when they saw that I was almost fainting. They were like, somebody should hold this girl, or she's fainting, or go and put her on bed. That was when they took me to lay down on the bed, and then when my mom came, they gave me some injections. They started cleaning the wounds. It was terrible. I think I'm inserting some clips that I know that I can share, because there are some that I could not share because of the areas the scars or the injuries were located on my body, so I cannot share some of them. But those ones that I'm comfortable sharing, I would share them. So when they started dressing the injuries after giving me the injection, it was terrible. Like, I felt all my body was stiff. I could not really move. The pain, it was not from this world. It was really, really painful, and it was that harmattan period that everywhere was dry, so the injury was dry, it was cracked, and it was so painful. I could not move. After they took care of me, after some time they discharged me from the hospital, and then I went back home. When I went back home, I feel like that was when the real torture, the real pain started, because my mom had to be massaging every part of the injury every day with hot water, and it was really, really hell. It was hell. It was really painful because my flesh was out, and every other, as in, you could really see, when you get scratched, all this tiled road, it's very, very sharp, and the scratch was much, the bruises were much. So I was feeling pains. I could only sleep one side because I had an injury here. I had an injury here. I think it was just my face, if not every part of my body, even if it's just a little scratch or scar or injury was on my body. It was just my face that was okay. So I could just sleep only one side, or either I sleep on my belly or I sleep one side. And even sleeping on my belly was terrible, because when I tried to stand up, the injury at my back, oh God, it was terrible. It was really, really terrible. I could not move well. At night, my mom has to wake up every night to rub it with shea butter so it does not get dry, because whenever it's dry, it starts cracking and the pains were terrible. The scar I had at my back, I think I'll leave the picture here. I'll leave a picture here or here of the scar I had at my back. It was so painful. I don't know, maybe it was the harmattan period that made it so painful, but it was really, really painful. I had at my back, I had here, I had on my hands, I had here on by the side of by my side, the side of my stomach, my lap, my leg was swollen. I could not walk well. So that when I started walking again, so as if I was learning how to walk, because my leg was swollen and the injury was close to my bone, so it took time to heal. When I don't know how they got to dress the injury at the hospital, but when my mom was massaging it with hot water and trying to remove the cotton wool, It was so hard because the cotton wool was stuck into my skin and it was already getting rotten. It was smelling. It was terrible, guys. I'm very, very sorry. Maybe it's too much information, but it was really, really terrible. But I thank God. I'm grateful to God that I got to heal. It took time, but I got to heal. The scar that took longer to heal, the injury that took longer to heal, was the one by the side of my knee. I'll also leave the picture, because they just had to put cotton wool there to cover it, and the cotton wool got rotten, and then my flesh was eating deep. It was eating deep. The picture I'm going to insert does not do justice to what happened to my leg. But the cotton wool was there. I was massaging it with water, trying to remove it. It was not coming out easily. When we managed to remove it, it was rotting. It was already eating deep into my skin, so I could not walk well for a very long time. And I had to resume school because that in January period was when we were supposed to start exams. So I had to resume school, even with the scar and every other thing. It was terrible, and I was alone because my mom traveled back. I was alone there, and the wounds did not, especially the one by the side of my knee, because according to the doctor it affected my bone. So that was why it took time to heal, and it was eating deep. It was really, really terrible. Whenever I remember the accident, I say God is faithful. Every January I get to remember and I say God is faithful. I'm saying God is faithful because the way the whole accident happened, immediately the vehicle got to hit us. It was two lane. We have one lane here, we have another lane here, and then there's, I don't know what I call, there's a barricade or something that is demarcating. That's, this lane is for those going this way, then this other lane is for those coming back. So immediately the water truck got to hit us. Immediately it broke the barricade, it broke the blocks that was separating the two lanes. It broke it and then moved to the other lane and even went to hit someone else's car before it stopped. So why I'm stressing the fact that God helped me was because, what if after it got to hit us and then I was rolling on the floor, the vehicle kept moving, like it did not get to cross over to the other lane and stop there? What if as it hit me, it kept moving? Maybe it was as I was rolling, it was following me. What if at the end of the day it ended up like matching me, like climbing on me and stuff like that? So at the end of the day, I'll say it's just God, because it was God's mercies that kept me. It was God that still got to direct the vehicle after hitting us to cross over and then hit another vehicle and stop. And that other vehicle was totally damaged. It just crossed, it broke the separation, the demarcation, and then went to hit another vehicle. Whenever I remember, whenever I get to think about it, it gives me chills, because if it had not crossed, as I was rolling on the floor, at least my brother, you said he somersaulted to another part, so he was not really on the road, but I was rolling on the tiled road. So if the vehicle had hit us and continued moving, it would have climbed on me or something, God forbid. But I really don't know. The worst could have happened, but God's mercies kept me. And then at the end of the day, they got to confirm that my brother, it was just the shock, nothing much really happened to him. I think it was just one or two scars he had on his legs, but for me, I had lots of scars, lots of injuries. And then I'm just grateful to God for life. Every 4th of January, I remember it and I say thank God for life, thank God for he kept me, I'm thanking him for another chance to life, another chance to live life, and I don't take it for granted. I'm really, really appreciative, because while I was rolling on the floor, I was just remembering family. I was like, God, please, this thing should stop, this thing that's happening should stop. I cannot afford to leave family. And then my sister just gave birth, so I was like, oh, it's I cannot leave it, and lots of thoughts were going through my head while I was rolling on the floor. But I'm grateful to God for life. I'm thanking God, and then he have kept me. I've seen 2021. It's only by his grace, and that's why I said it's more like sharing my testimony, just telling you all the story, how it happened. And then my mom was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was the one that sent her, because many people were like, where was she going to? And then she was like, I was the one that sent her. I was the one that sent her. And I was just so thankful that I did not decide to just go out on my own. Because if I had gone out on my own, to have said, when did she know that she was going to? Why did she have to go out? But as it is that my mom was the one that sent me, I did not really get to feel that pressure so much, because I felt like the pressure would have been much if I had just gone out on my own. So it was terrible, because I could not sit to eat. One side one side of my bum was covered with injury, so I could not sit. I was lying down to eat. It was terrible. It was really, really terrible. It was terrible. I'm saying it now, it's like something very small, but I know that it's just the mercies of God that kept me, because it was terrible. I struggled a whole lot. I could not sit well, I could not sleep well, I had to just lie down one side because of the injury I had here. I had to lie down one side, and that injury was terrible. The scars are still here till date. The scars did not get to, maybe it would clear with time, but for now I still have those scars. So at the end of the day, I'm just grateful to God for life. For every 4th of January, I'm grateful to God, because it reminds me that I was given a second chance to life. No matter how I get to say and look at it as if it's something small, I know that God really got to do something really big for me, because it's just by his mercies that I got to survive the whole thing. And I'm grateful to God for it, because I went through a lot. I went through a whole lot. It got to a point when I started walking. Will I be able to? Will I know how to? Will I still know how to walk the way I used to walk? Because it was as if I was learning how to walk again, and I was like, maybe I would never know how to walk the way I was walking again. And it was just so terrible. But I'm grateful to God for everything. I'm grateful to God for life. Um, I don't take it for granted. I really, really don't take it for granted, because I know what I went through before I got to heal. It took months for the whole injury to like heal totally, but I thank God for everything. And I just decided to share this with you all, to share this testimony, to share this story with you all, saying, and then the bottom line being that we all should be grateful for life, because lots of persons have lost their life, and a lot of people are still losing their lives every day, but we are alive to see today. It's a thing of joy. So that's basically it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, happy new year to you all, and I'll see you all in my next one. But for now, bye.